How's it going, everyone? NizeM45 here with some more Star Trek Online. Okay, so today I just hit the Tier 5 Nukara Strike Force reputation, and that means that I finally have the Nakura Appropriated Munitions Space Set, which includes the dual hyper-refracting Tetrion beam bank, the Nakura webmines, and the Nakura particle converter. This video is going to be explaining just what all those cool items do, and I'm also going to be joining Mr. Fight Monster 118, who has agreed to be my guinea pig so I can test these weapons and show you exactly what they do. And for some reason, those mines that were right next to me at the start of this video have disappeared. Anyway, let's get on with the video. And we're back. Okay, so on with the Nakura Appropriated Munitions Space Set. So the first thing on our list is the Hyper Dual Refracting Tetrion Beam Bank. Now, I gotta say, I'm extremely impressed with what Cryptic has done with these weapons. Now, they don't do as much DPS as the Advanced Fleet Tetrion that I used to have, but with their buffs that they do and their abilities that Refracting Tetrion has, I'm more than willing to try it out. So, base... Oh, sorry, I should take that out of my thing so you can see the true DPS. So, base DPS is 330.2 DPS with 412.8 Tetrion damage. And like all Tetrion damage, it has a 2.5 chance to do 352.7 damage to shields. But here's the thing, with Refracting Tetrion, with the Nakura reputation system, you also have a chance to refract the Tetrion to multiple targets. Now, with base weapons that you can get from the reputation system with dilithium, that also is a 2.5% chance. However, with the Hyper Dual Refracting Tetrion Beam Bank Mark 12, it is a 100% guarantee that it will refract, which makes this all that more better. Also, it has a 20% accuracy bonus. Now, as Mr. Fight Monster will kindly stop moving, as I told him to before I started the video, and he just started randomly move. Okay, seriously, Monster, I need you to stop. I need to shoot you. I need to shoot you.
Hang on, I'm coming. Hang on.
Just freeze. Freeze, mister. Freeze. Freeze. Freeze.
Okay. Ouch.
Okay, now that Mr. Fight Monster has finally stopped moving around,
ouch.
I'm going to get around front him. Also, will you launch your mines? Will you launch your mines now?
Launch.
Okay, so, you probably can't see them from this distance, but Mr. Fight Monster here has launched 4 photonic mines.
4.
Now, I'm going to be shooting him with the dual beam bank here.
Good.
And as I shoot, watch what happens. It's a little hard to see. I'm going to zoom up on him if I can, and there we go. I'm going to shoot him again, and it will refract the Tetrion to one of his mines. Now, the one thing about refracting Tetrion is every time I shoot, it only refracts on the first pulse. However, that does change with beam upgrades such as Fire at Will and Beam Overload. As you saw right around this area, it just refracted to one of his other mines. So, Fight Monster, if you can launch another set of mines, I will show the people what the Fire at Will option does with this.
Ooh, I have that option.
Yes, well, don't use it on me. Now, with the Fire at Will option, when you have the full Nakura Appropriated Munitions set, it will refract every single time. Okay, I don't know why it's not... Oh, right, I destroyed all the mines, that's why it's not. Okay, you go ahead and I'll repair you there. Oh. Okay, you need to make a few repairs to your ship there. Also, launch another set of mines, will you?
Oh, wait, wrong one. Oh, crap. Sorry.
That's the wrong one.
Sorry.
Anyway, so, with the Beam Overload, it does the same thing, but only to one enemy.
Ow.
Okay, that obviously misfired since it went over into nothing over there. So, that's essentially what the Refracting Dual Beam Bank does. I'm extremely impressed with these, because they do very comparable damage to the Advanced Fleet ones, and I think Mr. Fight... Oh, no, those are mines. They do very comparable damage to the Advanced Fleet version of Tetrion Beam Banks. They do a little less, which is slightly disappointing, but because it refracts, in technicalities, it does actually do more damage than advanced fleet ones. So, on to the Nakura webmines. Now, the Nakura webmines, I wasn't exactly sure if these were going to be good or not, because when you look at these, it says it does 300 physical damage every half second for 4 seconds, with 50% shield penetration. Now, you might be asking yourself, what in the world is physical damage? Well, I found out that this is what it means. It's essentially kinetic damage, but unlike kinetic damage that's done by torpedoes, or say something like that, physical damage ignores most shields. And as these webmines also show, it also stuns your opponent for 3.1 seconds and has a chance to do 751.4 kinetic damage with 100% shield penetration. Now, these things encompass your enemy ship in a webmine. It will encompass most enemies. I've seen these things encompass even tactical cubes, which are some of the most gigantic ships out there. So size really isn't a matter. However, if size is a matter, such as like a transwarp gate in some of the Borg missions, they will just explode on impact, doing kinetic damage that you would expect. They also have a 5% chance to trigger on torpedo and mine attacks, which is awesome as well, and they have 4% critical chance. Now, these are some of the, honestly, these are some of the best mines in game, I think. I used to have quantum mines here, and I'm going to demonstrate, actually, I'm going to, Fight Monster, I need you to stop shooting at me for a moment so I can switch my tactical officer over to Topona so I can show a mine dispersal pattern. Okay, drop out of red alert. There we go. I'm going to switch over to Topona here. And stop moving there, monster.
How are you moving sideways?
You're moving backwards.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That's how. Okay, so I'm going to just launch these mines with the level 1 mine launching set here, dispersal pattern beta. I can launch 4 mines at once. Now watch what these mines do to Mr. Fight Monster. Hopefully these won't destroy him.
It's gonna destroy me.
I don't think it will.
I don't have shields.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna destroy you. So as you can see, sorry about that, Fight Monster.
Yeah, I don't care. That was really cool.
That is really cool. So that's essentially what the web mines do. They encompass a ship, making it impossible for them to move for a few seconds while that is doing damage. And at the same time, it does insane damage, more than whatever 900 physical damage it says it does. Don't even just pay no attention to that physical damage. It does an amazing set. So Fight Monster, you can go ahead and put your shield back up and shoot me as much as you want, as if you can actually get through my shield. For the last part of this set, we are going to be talking about the Nakura Particle Converter, which is a universal console I believe you get at Tier 2 of the Reputation system. By the way, I believe you get the Mine system at Tier 4, and you get the Beam Bank system at Tier 5, which I know is true. So with the Universal Console Particle Converter, I'm not exactly all that impressed, at least for my ship. This may do a million times more better on other ships, but I'm flying a tactical escort. I'm not doing a science vessel. So I don't really do all that much exotic damage. As it says here, it does improves exotic damage, which improves your Starship particle generators. It also does better to, it gives you more resistance to shield drain and energy drain, which is always a good thing, especially if you're fighting Borg missions. It also does more shield settings, which is always a good thing as well, and it has 10% accuracy with beam weapons, which is pretty awesome. Now, I will show you with Fight Monster to stop fighting me for just 1 second. I'm going to use my isometric charge, and let those hit me. Okay. Yeah, see, he still hasn't gotten through my shield yet. Anyway, I'm going to shoot him with the isometric charge. And since he has his shields up, that didn't actually do a whole lot of damage. But if there were more enemies around it would jump from one to the other, and we all know what the isometric charge does. But that ability was actually enhanced by the Nakura Particle Converter. Now, the one last thing, yes, thank you for removing your shields, actually. I wanted to show the last item. And also, I'm going to need you to launch some more mines.
You better go away.
What?
You better go away. You're too close.
No, I'm far enough away. I think I have to be 1.3 kilometers away for those to work. Anyway, now the last thing here that I'm going to show you in just a moment. Let me first talk about the set bonuses. So, when we have the set bonuses here, the Tetrion amplification, when you have 2 items from the Nakura Appropriated Munitions Set, it improves your beam weapon damage and also gives you 7 Tetrion damage. Now that, I'm assuming, is going towards your Starship weapons training for specializing in Tetrion, which is actually really good because that's like a 10% bonus. And the last thing here is the Refracting Assault. So what this essentially is a very close-range version of the isometric charge that will affect a multiple up to 5 enemies. What these do, and I'm going to do this right now. Okay, for some reason that did not attack his mines. I don't know why that didn't. But anyway, what this does is it...
Yeah, it did.
I didn't see it go to the mines.
Because I only had 2 mines left. Yep, nope. Wait, I have 0.
Oh well, it's fine. Anyway, so what the Tier 3 ability does, the Refracting Tetrion Cascade, anything within a 3-kilometer radius, which is painfully small in my opinion, does 5,883 Tetrion damage, which doesn't sound like a lot, but let me tell you right now, it will destroy someone's shields. And also, it will jump from target to target to target. Up to 3 times, doing less Tetrion damage with each one, as you can see here. It lowers their power settings by 2.3 to all systems, which is, fairly decent. It's not actually the best, but hey, it's power, so whatever. And also increases all of your systems for 15 seconds as well, which, hey, more power, that's more power. And also, the target has a 2.5% chance to do kinetic damage, just like all Tetrion does, of 751.4 kinetic damage. It also has a chance to trigger with torpedoes to mines and torpedoes, as I just showed. And also, it will ignore your target's shields with directed energy combat in space. So, besides the fact that it's only available within 3 kilometers, this is actually a pretty awesome build. One other thing that's really neat is that the Refracting Tetrion Cascade also has a 3-minute recharge time, which is really great as well. And I think that I've been... while I was saying that, I thought I was doing something wrong. Okay, I am wrong. Sorry. The Refracting Tetrion Cascade is actually a Tier 5 ability of the Nukara Strike Force reputation system. What?
I took off 2% of you when you recharged.
Anyway, I got that completely wrong. I'm so sorry, audience. I got that wrong. That was a very good demonstration of what I just, what you get when you get Tier 5 reputation, which I was going to explain that anyway. But anyway, the Tier 3 ability here is the Refracting Assault. Unfortunately, I forget what that actually does. I can't remember. Wait, actually, I believe I can find out. There we go. So, the Tier 3 ability... I'm sorry. I'm going to pause the video for a moment so I can find out what that was. Okay, well, if Mr. Fire Monster is still trying to take down my shield, I will go here and explain what exactly these Tier 3 things were, which I failed to do a few moments ago. So, the Tetrion amplification you get from 2 pieces of this set, it does 7.61%, Tetrion damage, so it's actually really good. And also increases your flow capacitors by 15.2%, which is fairly good, but I don't really use science abilities all that much, so it's not... Okay, my sword shields are down. Thank you, Mr. Fight Monster.
Oh, now, I did it! No, dang it!
Now, the Refracting Assault, it upgrades the dual beam bank's firing modes, which is what I was talking about earlier, which I can't believe I forgot. If you'll want some more mines, right there. Alright, as soon as those activate, I will demonstrate again with the... There we go. Okay, for some reason it did not refract. Odd. Okay, anyway, the Refracting Tetrion that does with fire at will and beam overload that I explained earlier, it will affect those abilities. The refracting ability of the beam bank will affect those abilities with the beam overload and fire at will. Now, normally, if you did not have the full set, that would not happen, and only if you were firing normally, such as that, would it refract. But with the full set, it does. So that, everyone, is essentially the Nakura Appropriated Munitions Set. I stumbled through that a lot more than I wish I had. But, so yeah, that's also the Tier 5 ability that you can get in Fractured Tetrion Cascade, which I unfortunately needed more people to show that to better, but, yeah, so that's the full Nakura reputation system. I personally think that the items and consoles that you get from this set, unlike many of the other reputation system consoles and weapons, this is actually probably my favorite that Cryptic has released. It's the best weapons and the best consoles so far. Anyway, if you have Tier 5 Nakura reputation, which I'm guessing you don't at this point in the video because, well, it's not, I only got this like 5 days ago. Anyway, so, thank you all so much for watching. That's the Nakura reputation system and the Nakura Appropriated Munitions Set. I think this has been a wonderful set, and I recommend it to anyone. So, thank you all for watching. See you all next time, and goodbye. Okay, you can stop firing him now.